This is coding, not bait. Recently, I was told by somebody that people are saying that Gojo and Geto are bait. And I have to disagree, but I'll explain why I believe there's a difference between coding and bait and why Gojo and Geto do not fall into the baiting category. Most importantly, baiting is inherently negative. The connotation behind it is negative. It's very similar to coding, but coding is more of a neutral term. The goals of baiting and coding are different. With coding, usually it happens because the author isn't able to tell the types of LGBT stories that they might want to tell without facing a lot of backlash or risk of getting canceled. With baiting, like the name would entail, it is supposed to string the audience along, keep them watching something with the hopes that maybe their favorite characters will get together. In JJK, there isn't constant teasing. There's this understanding that their relationship is just what it is. And because we don't see the two characters together often in the series and, it makes sense with the story, it doesn't feel like we're constantly being strung along to see whether they'll get together or be official or confirmed. What we see Jujutsu Kaisen doing is it relies on romantic framing, using classical romantic imagery like two people sharing a bike. The music in the opening and ending sequences and even one of these songs on the album all centering around love, and seemingly romantic love. The day that these two were reunited being a romantic holiday in Japan, Christmas time being something that is usually spent with couples, and just so many other clues. All of these little clues and hints play towards the larger story, which is about Gojo and Geto's love. It's not there for fan service, like if we just see two boys and, one of them falls on top of each other, or we see them drink from the same bottle, those kind of little teases. Instead, these hints and clues actually add to the story and to the characterization of these two. So instead of it being fan service, it's storytelling. And so as an audience member, at least for myself, I don't feel frustrated by these hints and clues because they're not teases. It's just building onto something that we already knew was there. Then, of course, we have to take into account real-world context. The fact that this is a Shonen Jump series, and Shonen Jump is still a manga publication aimed primarily at young boys, teenage boys, which means they probably would not want to take the risk of prominently featuring a MLM couple. There are authors like Togashi who came to Shonen Jump with a LGBT story featuring MLM characters, and it was shot down, and that was after the success of Yu Yu Hakusho. So as an audience, we understand that the creators have to rely on coding to get published.